Let me see. For sure, the presenter will be present, you know, and the other ones I'm not completely sure, but the one who was part of the group of the students will be present, yes, for sure. And he will present the presentation for Mama Organa.
Oh, super. Super, super. So we will see social enterprise, we will see by the eyes of the students.
Of the students, yes. The small research that they have conducted for Mama Organa for their products regarding the price from marketing point of view, because this was the topic, and which kind of recommendations about the promotional activities, about the packaging of the products they have. So
at this moment, you just meet Igor Atanasyev, our expert for the component 4 for the promotion and awareness raising, and he will assist me, or we will go together, we'll visit you together. And also Elena Simanowska is our expert. Elena, please raise your hand that people know you. Oh, Elena Simanowska. So one day I will travel with Igor, second day with Elena, and also
with Michaela.
And Michaela, super, super. Okay, so probably we can start, dear friends. So we have today session workshop number 6. Promotion of social entrepreneurship and marketing basics. And so the main presentation will be presented by Igor Atanasyev. He's also long-term expert in our project. Then we'll have reflection of the students. You have just heard that the students will present their work with Mama Morgana, because students from the American University were involved to support social enterprises with marketing materials and other aspects. So they will present their reflection, and case of Mama Morgana will be presented. And then we will have presentation of Eco Team Istok, one of the organizations which was awarded by the Global Environmental Fund Small Grants Program. Yesterday we heard Zlatko, and he presented his way of work. I very much wish that we are also engaged and we can also mobilize and inspire and motivate local stakeholders to cooperate, to find solution for social entrepreneurship growth in your regions. We'll discuss it. Also would like to remind you that soon you will receive a schedule for our visit in your centers. So tomorrow we will visit Strumica and Veles. Only two. No, Stip is cut because Stip, due to some obligation, is not available tomorrow.
Okay.
So we have two Strumica and Veles. You will receive schedule, and I only would like to remind you, 17, so tomorrow will be at like 10:30 in Strumica, then about 1:30 in Veles, then 21st of June we'll visit Bitola, Ohrid, and Tetovo. 3. So Bitola probably will be about 9:30, we'll see. Then Ohrid, the plan will be sent, so you will see. And on 23rd of June, we'll visit Stip and Kumanovo. And also we'll send you the schedule and time frame. And we'll discuss all these important things like promotion, action plan, activities, design your center and cooperation, partnership, all these things. Okay, dear Igor, so please start your presentation.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Do you see my presentation?
Yes.
Окей, супер. Добър ден и ви благодарам на присъствието на сите. Добро утро, поточно така.
Thank you, all of you. It can be good afternoon, it can be good morning, depending on when you got up this morning. Today, we're going to speak about promotion of social entrepreneurship and marketing basics. Many of you have already some experience in marketing, and these experience may vary, but my experience is in the social entrepreneurship. In the former Eptisa project, Barbara knows, I used to work as an expert in the communication department, but now I'm responsible in the last 8 to 9 months to communicate with social enterprises and NGOs which have some economic activity to help them with the economic activities that were a little bit neglected, were a little bit weaker. So we are going to talk about social entrepreneurship, what financing and funding and grants mean for social enterprises, etc. In these 5 previous workshops, you can rarely see the economic activity, even though it is so important. That is why I wanted to start today about the role of the marketing concept in the full functionality of social enterprises, how we as a project can help in cooperation with the social enterprises, how we can give them marketing support, and how we can motivate cooperation between the centers. Of course, if you have any questions, ask us. We will see how we can help us within our experience, knowledge, and skills. What is the marketing? Marketing is something that we live with every day. We are exposed to marketing every day, in every step of our lives. Whether we open a social profile on a social media platform, whether we open a website, or we want to read newspapers, or we want to watch TV, listen to radio, or listen to the marketings, what means marketing, it's there. Commercial companies, what associations say, even religious communities, everything involves marketings. Please slow down, Nebi says, not for us, but for the interpreters. Please slow down. Yes, this is a professional disease that I have. Thank you so much, Nebi. So every day we are exposed to that influence of sending and receiving messages. Everything has an objective, a goal, to communicate something, to change an opinion, to persuade something to do, persuade someone to do something. So marketing is all of that, even that is not part of its definition. So marketing is a huge field of activities that happen all the time. Here we have the consumers, the customers. They are the most important element of marketing. If we don't have a customer or a person who needs our products or services, we cannot speak about existence of economy. We need to have a demand for something so that we can develop a business idea, deliver a service, or develop a product. We have innovations. We live in a very turbulent times, a very fast time. The world changes. The pandemics completely changed the way we live. So this was the trigger for many people how to change their businesses and to meet the demand of the customers. Many companies failed to transform. They went bankrupt, they closed. But that is something that shows us that we have to be prepared for everything. Regardless of whether we speak about conventional business or social enterprises, they must follow the rules of marketing. Marketing is the most important, but also the most flexible principle in the economy. You can adopt marketing according to your needs, but you have to stick to at least some of the basic principles of marketing. We are talking about institutions, organizations, companies, NGOs, social enterprises. So on this slide, we see the various elements of marketing, starting from the customer, innovations, advertising, offering solutions to problems, development of creative concepts, branding, development of strategies, offering opportunities. All of this is part of marketing. What is marketing? Marketing is the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. In the end of the day, in every economic activity, we need to make a profit. Or I will say earning, not profit, but earning, income, something that will cover our operation costs. And if we can have some social impact with the money that is left. So we need to make cohesion. Marketing is the cohesive glue that links this cycle from the demand on the market to earning certain income. If we see this photograph, we see just chocolate bars of different color, hazelnut, white, dark chocolate. But do we know what kind of chocolate it is or what brand it is? No. If you want to have recognizable chocolate, then you need branding. If you see this supermarket shelf, you know what kind of chocolate you are buying. That is the important piece of marketing. Two biggest problems for companies is the existence of substitutes. The same products satisfying the same need, the same demand, but different. So the point is, how do we make our products and services recognizable and different from the others? When the product is produced and offered at the market, the product is fighting. I often say that when a company produces a product and offers it to a supermarket, and you don't try to make your product to grab the attention and to tell the customer a story, it means that you put your child in an orphanage. The child will grow up, the child will have a personal life, but it would have been so much easier for the child if it had some kind of support, either from his biological parents or guardians or foster care. It doesn't matter. That child needs a support. It's the same with products. If you want to pay attention to your product and you design a packaging, you design the label, you design the name, you create a brand that is recognizable by its quality, then you have the full product, because the quality of the products is the most essential thing, and the marketing gives the wind to that product. It cannot make miracles for a product that is dull, but it can really help a good, a well-designed product. So this will be achieved once the customers buy your product and try it for the first time, and they will know whether the story you told about your product, the magic you created, is true or not. The customers will decide whether they will be loyal to your product. This is how you create, how you add value. This is how you create mission to your product. You need to decide your target group, the social impact of your work, whether you will create employment for vulnerable groups. And second, do you have a product that will create profit, which will further on be invested in social activities? So marketing is kind of fitting into this economic activity. Marketing is not an advertising. It's not just publishing and printing of flyers. It is so much more. Marketing, in its essence, has 4 Ps: promotion, product, price, and place. So first, we produce and then we sell it. This is the essence of existing of marketing. So when we speak of marketing, especially in social enterprises, we don't speak only about advertising. We speak about all of the aspects. Many of the ideas have their own essence and goal, but we need to make this circle full, complete. What will be our product? What will be the characteristic of our product? How are we going to package it? Who is going to distribute our product? How are we going to promote it? Are we going to add and offer some additional activities? We need to decide the price strategy. Will we only cover the costs, or we are going to make some minimum profit? Are we going to give discounts, and what kind of discounts? What will be the payment terms? All of this is important to ask and to answer. All of this is part of marketing. The marketing cycle is something that should be used by every single social enterprise. Placement. Where are we going to sell our product? Are we going to have it on the regional market, national market, or we may even export it? How are we going to transport it? Through our own distribution, or we will subcontract distributors? All of these questions are very important. Regardless of whether we are speaking about a physical, palpable product or a service. Promotion. We don't speak only about publishing and printing lighters, hats, t-shirts, or opening a Facebook profile or TikTok or Instagram. Even the money that we use and the channels that we use, it's very important to know who we are targeting. We never target the whole public, even when we have a product for wide consumption. We will then have specially designed and created advertisement messages that are targeting specific part of the audience. Only then we can pass the message so that the targeted group can believe us and accept us. If we try to use social media, the level of the use of social media is different. According to the latest statistics, in Macedonia, we have about 1,100,000 Facebook profiles, but 1/3 are considered to be fake or inactive, but we still talk about 700,000 active Facebook profiles. If you see the profiles, and this goes also for the politicians who use social profiles very much, you will see that in the world, politicians use Twitter. In our country, politicians use Facebook. So this is a difference that you need to take into account. You have different channels for targeting certain individuals, regardless whether you are using your profile as an individual, legal person, organization, etc. It is important that we know all the time who our target group is. If your target group are people to 25 years of age, for example, X generation or the millennials, then we talk about Instagram. These people are not on Facebook anymore. If you want to pass a message to a bit more adult people, 35 and over, then you can take Facebook into account as your communication channel. So this is just an example how you need to know the management of information. You need to know what is included in the marketing story and strategy. I said that the biggest challenges in the economy is the existence of substitutes and missed sales. Our people says what is mine, I will have it in the end, so to speak. Uh, that's not anymore. What is not ours and we don't have it, it means that somebody else has it. It means that what we can do and what we plan to do tomorrow, we need to do it today. It means that we have to focus on the continuing improvement of our relations with the customers. For instance, we had an excellent example about these blocks made of plastic granules. I'm taking this just an example. Before we started this eco-friendly production, there is no concrete, no cement. We need to know the market that is going to buy our product. Who is our target group? What will be the price of our product? How are we going to promote the added value because we are a social enterprise? We don't want to sell the story where people feel sorry for us because we are social enterprise. No, people need to know how we work. People need to know that we produce high quality products and that we can even sell our product at a higher price. That is very important. How we are going to have the competitive advantage over the other enterprises and how we are going to avoid substitutes.
Менеджментот и маркетингот лежат на три.
The basics of management and marketing are based on three things that every company has in their story. That's the mission, the vision, and the core values that encompass the entire operation of the company. Why is this important? It is important because when we open any portal of a company, organization, or whatever, in the About Us, we see the mission, the vision, and the core values of that entity. Several aspects are important. First, because this clearly explains what you would like to achieve, what is your vision. The mission is how you will work to accomplish the vision. And the core values are the foundation of the operation of the entity. So all people engaged in a company or organization have to believe and support the mission and the vision and the core values. And I mean everyone, starting with the doorman to the general manager or the owner. They all have to believe in the same values. This is the only way to create a positive working environment, a positive culture, because you will have around you people who believe in the same story, in the same values. The efficiency will be better, and your clients and customers will find it easier to believe you. Let's take the story of In Vivo with the personal statements of the proteges of In Vivo. When you hear them, how they tell the story with a passion, when you hear Dejan, the executive director of In Vivo, when he speaks, we have the whole circle closed. There is no different perception. Everyone, literally, from the founders to the proteges, they all believe in the same story. And that's a huge added value in terms of marketing that a company or a social enterprise could have or deliver. Also, when you hear people in Pokrov, how they speak and the story of Socrates, they're identical. How they face the issues, how they resolve it, how they integrate it into the society. This is something that is necessary to be done. This is another slide about the vision and mission and the core values, but I wanted to share it. Here we see the visions of some of the biggest world companies. For example, let's take Apple, to change the status quo and to think differently. That's it. And mm, and think different is the main logo of Apple. Even the promise to the customers is part of the vision of the company. These are examples of world companies supported by the stories. Once you have a well defined vision and mission, and this is the basis for your communication through your communication channels, then this is the key for the success. You are talking and using the same language, you're conveying the same message. We are bombarded with huge numbers of messages. We have to do a selection, and what we select stays in our perception. That's how competitive advantages are created on the market. When we speak of providing products and services and what kind of products and services we will offer in our product portfolio, that depends on our mission, depends on how we do it. If we say that we are an organization trying to create a better world by reducing pollution, etc., and if we have a production activity for uh, building blocks that are environmentally produced, then this means that our portfolio is in the service of our mission and vision. Everything is interconnected in a story, and everyone needs to believe in this philosophy. But now, what can we do under component 4 here, and how can we assist, help uh, the social enterprises that exist or will be created until the end of the project? Our goal is, so with the communication strategy and the communication activities under this component, to set standards of conduct that the social enterprises will apply in future as a pattern, as a defined manner of communication with the public and for promotion. Advocacy campaign is foreseen under this component for raising the general awareness in the general public and among the government institutions and or other stakeholders in the society. We divided the campaign in three phases. The first is the educative campaign, educational phase. We would like to educate the population and institutions about what social entrepreneurship is. What is an acceptable definition for social enterprise? What are the values and what is the social impact of these enterprises? Of course, what is the total benefit from the existence operation of these uh, enterprises in both in social and economic context? The first phase will be conducted in September, or it will depend on the elections. At the time of the election campaign, there will be no promotional activities in order not, to be labeled in any way. The second phase is very important, and this is the phase of promoting good practices of existing social enterprises. This means um, that we are talking about a campaign that will not be only on the social media. It will mean putting into practice the communicational approach, and that is integrated marketing communication approach. What does this mean? It sounds metaphysical. This means that in the communication we will use different sets and communications of communication channels through which we will place a different set on or volume of information to different target groups. Let's say we're talking about communication towards the general public, both older and younger. This means that for all social groups, we will create special messages, special volume of communication, a special manner of communication. So, a post on Instagram will have a certain text, but the post on Facebook will have a different text. The story and the voiceover will be done in a different way. It will be dosed based on the needs of the target group and the media. So this means there will be selection of existing social enterprises which are well developed and produce results and have experience that they can convey. All these enterprises will have time devoted and channels devoted to promote to do promotional activities in the second phase. The third phase, late in the spring next year, will be a phase when individuals will convey messages about services or goods used by social enterprises. This will be, in a way, influencers or well-known people. But we will not choose them because they are well known. They will have to be people who are really using that product or service in their everyday life. Let's say we have a product from Mama Organa. And let's say this is sent for cats. This means that we'll have to find a person who really loves cats and really keeps cats at home and really uses Mama Organa's product. The added value here is high, and it is that at that time we will have accepted, adopted, and applied the label and the mark that the product has been produced by social enterprises. So we will be in that phase. Again, social enterprises that will be bearing this label, this symbol about products and services by social enterprises will be given media space. It is important that we have our own Facebook profile. It is working perfectly. Now we are starting marketing activities there. This means that every social enterprise that would like to tell their story, present their product, present their project, announce a new product, they can turn to us to share the information with us, and we will share the information with all the media that we're working with. As a project, we are also publishing an e-newsletter that can be used by all stakeholders in this project. All social enterprises will have space in this newsletter to share their story, information, news as well there. So we are trying all the time and will be throughout the entire project to open the road, the way to all social enterprises to convey the messages they would like to convey. Under the peer activities, we will have organization of events with the regional centers. We are organizing, will be organizing a huge number of events, workshops, debates with different stakeholders, like opinion makers, political leaders, local and the local and the central community, the local self-government units, the local media. Local media will be very important to convey the message through their communication channels to the local population. In the peer activities, we have also planned a special focus and attention to the media. So we will be working together with the chief editors and journalists on social entrepreneurship and social enterprises, on the national strategy, national action plan, etc. We will not only promote, we will also educate. So the media, so that they could properly convey the messages about the social entrepreneurship and the social enterprises and their overall impact on the social life in the society. We will have TV guests in TV shows and different types of programs. And again, we will open the doors to the social enterprises to tell their story, to tell about success, and to convey their ideas. It is very important with respect to marketing that for social enterprises, marketing cannot be a sporadic story. It has to be in the focus of your operation. Marketing is as important as building a new technology. It's the same type of investment. That's why when you apply for grants or financial support, you have to include the part with the marketing. That is not something you will give to the project manager or your child, or you will do yourself. It has to be done by people who know how to do it. Of course, it costs money, it creates value, but it is also important to find creative ways to do this, like voluntary work, practical work, cooperation with the universities. At the beginning, Barbara mentioned that there will be a presentation of student projects prepared by marketing students. We will see how they think. These are all possible ways for cooperation, and you will receive enough information to think about how to do the marketing. We spoke about introducing the label. Facebook and YouTube will be used by our project significantly. We will work on capacity building of social enterprises and regional support centers with respect to marketing and public relations. We will conduct educational workshops to define marketing needs, to see how they can be resolved. Then we will develop a PR manual. This means that you will have a booklet that will help you to learn how to communicate, how to do the marketing plan, how to respond to negative PR, how to fight such messages. And of course, volunteers will be included. In our communication platform, very important is also the digital web platform. This web platform, as Barbara said yesterday, will, in addition, will offer to present the story, to create a profile, to upload information, but there will be a business-to-business functionality, and uh, it will function as a crowdfunding platform. This will be discussed and developed, and we hope that the development of the web platform will be done by the end of the year. Until the end of January 2020, 2022, it should be operative. Here, the role of the main regional support center will and other centers will be enormous. They will be feeding the information and helping the social enterprises to arrange their profile, what kind of information, what kind of photos from the products, what kind of explanations for their products. We will give an opportunity to all social enterprises to work on their own promotion, on building their own capacity, and to build a secure, a confident approach on the market. Yesterday, we heard Iskra, her story, the groups that she works with, and then the pandemic came and the story stopped. The fast adaptation of the strategy is very important. During the pandemics, not only the social enterprises, even though they were very affected, everyone was affected. Many of the social enterprises stopped their activities. But this happened to the entire economy. Some industries closed down. Only the industries that could adjust swiftly and be innovative survived and recovered their position on the market. For example, let's take the textile industry in our country. Most of it works according to the loan system for a known buyer abroad. They send everything here, we sew, pack, and send it back. And because of that, during the pandemic, this industry was very troubled. If the textile industry reacted in a different way, because they have the workers, they have the machines, the equipment, etc., if they started their own production line by their own trade name and use the possibilities offered by the e-trade, they would have been able to recover finances they have lost, or at least provide for a minimum of efficient operation. This applies to all companies. You've all heard about Happy Socks, the company that produces colorful socks. In 2008, they appeared as a business in the world. They had a social mission at the very beginning. At that time, uh, the big economic depression was present. Depression with people was present in the developed Western world. People were losing their jobs. They couldn't buy expensive clothes, but they could afford to buy colorful socks. And uh, when they were wearing, and people would see them, people smiled. So this um, colored the world, reduced the anxiety. That's how their mission in Sweden started. They spread their mission to the entire world, and in a very short time, they became a global brand. They knew that there will be many substitutes and companies copying their work, but they found an excellent strategy to be different.
Hello, Igor. There is one question from Dimitar. He would like to
Yes.
ask you a question.
Okay. Димитар, повели?
Да, моето нако прашање е, овде кај нас, да речеме, нако предпријатијата, многу
My
од
question is the following. Companies here and enterprises are relatively small compared to the competition on the world market. You mentioned the textile industry. Do you think that maybe it would be better that the small companies that sprouted off the big companies to try to do their to have their brand on the market when there are companies with of billions of worth there? Do you think that this would be a successful fight? Yes. Why? Yes, because there are many target groups on the market, and according to the capacity and the power of the company, regardless of the size, these are small companies. Yes, uh, this means that you can focus on niche markets, very small, specialized markets. So they're very specific, and that's why they're important. You do not have to have a conventional story. You can have a product from recycled materials. Uh, this could be specially designed clothes. You can find a niche on the market and serve this niche. If we take a look at the positions in terms of market, then we have the market leaders, the companies that are rich and influential. Then we have the fillers that are important. And then we have followers, companies that work on niche markets. So this means that the strategy is very important. Why do I say that it's very important to have your own trademark? This means you will not be 100% dependent on the business deal you have at the moment. There are companies in the processing industry that have an excellent quality, top quality of their products, and they're not working for the domestic market. They are working under foreign brands for the foreign markets. But what happens when you lose the business deal if the company abroad bankrupts or there are additional trade barriers? Again, you will have a serious problem. So that's why it is important to have something of your own and be able to react fast. In this year of pandemics, the Happy Socks company also extended their portfolio with colorful masks, something that was sought but was different. So this business philosophy and strategy based on the core values and the vision and the mission and the ability of the people to react fast is very important. Thank you, Dimitri.
Доволен съм от отговора.
Ти благодарам. Ти
Yes,
благодарам.
I'm satisfied.
Ти како ни би
I wanted to say something. This is a very complex situation. Unfortunately, we are losing Nebi. This is a very complex situation, especially when you have companies that have budgets and finances, and they can do that. But in practice, it is far more complex. We have to say that Macedonia is a small market, no matter how original your idea is. The market will be saturated very soon, and that's why you need to expand your horizons and invest in people, in machines, and then you are not competitive anymore. We have situations like this for 20 years. When companies start to export, sometimes they don't even have realistic expectations and they don't fit in. They do not know the rules of the game in the European Union. In the European Union, you have a market of 200 and 300 million people, or the United States, for instance. We know it's very hard to convince companies that they have to export. When you ask them about vision and mission, yes, the manager has it in his head, but it's not outside his head. Once he goes to a foreign market, they just collapse because there are some other rules in New York and other rules in San Francisco. They do not know the competition rules and they just fail. Everything you say is right. This is how we should actually start thinking about businesses, but there are rules that we simply cannot abide by. Yes, the mentality and the tradition is a serious problem in our country, especially when managers and the owners are reluctant to accept any novelty. It is true that companies have no visions and missions, and it is very important for me that social enterprises are prepared to create their business. No, 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 no. I disagree. There are some very successful companies in our country that make huge profits without even having visions and missions. They just know how the market operates. I'm not saying that we cannot improve our activities. Yes, but when we speak about social entrepreneurship, I'm saying that we need to put solid foundations, especially when we apply for grants or funds, or we want to cooperate with foreign partners. So yes, true, there are some private, huge, successful companies. I used to be marketing advisor to many companies that have nothing in writing, but they are so good in this theory of chaos. But when they need to put something in order, things just don't work. They are used to work in a chaos, but this is not about social enterprises. What we have as an example in abroad, or companies do good forum, where we heard the examples of IKEA and other companies. you know, if you have a meeting with IKEA, you cannot just go at the meeting and say, I have everything in my head, I don't have it in writing. No, you need to have an added value of your company, to put it in writing. You need to raise the capacities of your company. You need to raise the self-esteem of the people that work for you. Many of the social enterprises have great ideas, great stories, but there is a fear how to push that philosophy ahead. That is why we want to pay attention on building capacities of social enterprises, how to make them successful, how to make project, how to improve their self-presentation. All of this is very important for us. I do agree with you fully, but this is the reality of our country and we have to accept it. These are some labels: aspiring social enterprise, the picture of the Dandelion social enterprise, then Economia Społeczna from Poland, certified B corporation. What is the story behind all of these social labels of social enterprises? Their philosophy is not just that the company receives that quality badge. It is important to maintain that quality. All of these institutions, they belong into another country and they are social enterprises with different rules. Sometimes in their countries, they have different institutions that are in charge of these activities, chambers of commerce, government institutions, etc. There are some certain criteria how a social enterprise can receive the right to have a label for social services. They have to measure their social and economic impact in the country. If you want to receive this label, there are various criteria in various countries. I will share with you some of them. You need to present the financial results from the previous 3 to 5 years. How many types of products you have, how many markets you conquered, how many socially vulnerable employees you have, what are your financial results. All of this influences on how much companies will pay to be able to use this social enterprise label. Various countries, various experiences. In some countries, the label is awarded to 1 year, sometimes to 3, somewhere to 3 years. In the end, you have an audit that should see whether you use this social enterprise label as you should have. In some countries, within the institutions, there are even brand managers. These brand managers perform continuous supervision on the use of the label, design of the label, and whether you use it according to the law or you violate the law. You know, in our country, there was a label about dairy products and milk. And the experience was very good. There was a brand awareness about the quality sign of 97% of top of mind awareness. What does it mean? If you ask somebody, do you remember any brand? The first brand that would come to their mind was this label. So the aim is to raise the awareness about the importance of social entrepreneurship in our country, so that social enterprises are able to charge more for their product and services only because of their social role. This is important. This is not a label that we are going to give to everybody. The companies should really make an effort and should really be careful how they use this label. This should be an earned privilege, not a privilege that is given to everybody that belongs to a certain group. We spoke how we can support social enterprises. Now that we visit the regional centers with Michaela, Elena, and Barbara, we will speak about more marketing, mapping, local media, so that we can start working on building the relations with media, local stakeholders, companies, etc. Participation on fairs, various fora, and relations with the final customers. For the end, I'm going to say that marketing is everything you know about your customers and consumers. You need to understand them, you need to speak their language, because that is the only way you can meet their desires and wishes, and the only way you can convince them to buy your products. Marketing does not have a magic wand, but it can really impact the public opinion, and we can really help the social enterprises, the privileges that they are entitled to. If you have any questions, I will be delighted to respond to them. I have a question. What do you think, Igor? Within the framework of social entrepreneurship, we have unprotected contracts with municipalities, as if we understood Mr. Ilchov. This is not a market measure, but would you comment on this? I think this is a positive story, because social enterprises have the opportunity to cooperate with the municipalities. It means that only social enterprises which offer acceptable services and products to the municipalities, that's fine. I think that public procurement regulations should be implemented. And I said we are going to have many debates on this. We will include the finance ministry to the highest level, minister, deputy minister, so that they can discuss the implementation of this article in the law. I would be delighted if we have a social enterprise that can meet all needs of one municipality. But we must not forget that cooperation with institutions needs a really good financial structure of the social enterprise. Because, you know, when you work with state institutions, they're not paying their invoices very promptly. So the social enterprise needs to have finances to be able to function in the meantime. Barbara also knows a little bit more about cooperation between social enterprises and municipalities. And I see no reason why we cannot have this kind of cooperation in our country as well. So you're saying it's positive? Yes.
Јас би сакал, бидејќи зборуваме за маркетинг и ние доста често држиме овој за модел.
Since we are talking about marketing, let me give you a practical definition. What is a marketing? To make everything to convince the customer to take his money, but not to steal them just not to steal it, but still to meet the customers' expectations. You know these people that play with matches on the bridge?
Чекай да видам што прават.
Yes, they have a marketing strategy, how to attract the passers-by who are just crossing the bridge. How they attract these people? They pretend as if somebody earned a lot of money by guessing where the ball is under the matchbox, and then you steal that money. But you know, maybe this is embezzlement. This is not correct. This is fraud. This is lying. No, but I would just wanted to show one marketing strategy. But it's very typical. You know, when you see these people on the bridge, you see all the elements of marketing, how you attract people and how you make money. Yes, that is what we need to achieve. Products are not produced just for the sake of being produced. You need to offer the customers an experience with your product. Let me just say one sentence and I'll finish. Lendolate, you know the label for dairy products. When we visited milk factories in New York, there was a meeting with the owner of a supermarket in New York who sold all kinds of dairy products from all over the world, but it didn't have anything from Macedonia, no cheese from Mavrovo, no white cheese from Berovo, no milk, etc. And our people said, why don't you have Macedonian products? The owner said, sorry, I went to Macedonia through Lendo Lakes, I visited Shara, I visited Mariovo, I visited Prilep, I visited Borovo. Whenever I would ask, what is the story, how you produce the cheese, they would say, I don't know, we had a recipe for producing cheese. No, customers do not want to hear about your old recipe. They want to hear a new story. They want to hear how that cheese is going to change their life. Products have powerful stories behind them, and the public wants to hear them. We need to play with customers' emotions. It is the emotion that takes you to a supermarket and makes you buy something in your basket, in the trolley, because most of the products that you buy in a supermarket, you didn't plan to buy them. You wanted to buy 3 products, you had a grocery list, and then you come out of the supermarket with 100 products. This is the power of packaging, of PR, of marketing. Thank you. There's one entry and one exit, and from the entry to the exit, you need to fill your supermarket basket. Yes, there is another politics about that, how you should present your products on a shelf. Any more questions? That's it? Okay, I'm closing my presentation. Dragan, are you here? I have my student Dragan. Dragan worked in a student project on Mama Organa. He's going to share his presentation about the prices, distribution of distribution channels and marketing. Dragan, you have the floor.
First of all, I want to say hi to Miss Barbara. It's been a while since our last meeting. Isto така да му се заблагодарам и на професорот Игор за укажаната
I want
доверба.
to thank Igor, Professor Igor,
Поздравам моите колеги Митио и Јана кои што така има голем удоволство изработени
and
на
to greet my colleagues. Unfortunately, Dragan is very difficult to hear, but the interpreters will do their best. Mama Organa is a social enterprise that produces organic fertilizer and substrate and employs single parent.
се карактеризира како длабок и широк асортиман и тој се состои во главно од билки, природно ѓубливо, субстрат за бонсај, субстрат за кактуси и сукуленти, подобрувачи на почва како што се зеолит, перлит, вермикулит и екопесок за мачки кои што како што спомена професорот, тука има голема можност.
Definitely. As professor said, there is an opportunity. No, unfortunately, we cannot hear Dragan. Could please the organizer stop Mr. Gogoski so that he can maybe use some other microphone?
Dear Dragan, we
Драган, само секунда, многу лошо те слушаме во моментот. Не знам дали преведувачите имаат, дали има слушалки нешто да ставиш нешто за подобро те чуеме?
Дали се ме слушате?
Сега те слушаме подобро, сега вака е
Добро.
подобро.
Во ред.
Зборувај пополека, само да те биде јасно, за да немаме прекини во пренос.
Исто така
Направи го презентацијата во слайд шоу, да биде целата сега.
Малци имавме проблем со презентацијата во PDF.
The presentation is in PDF and we couldn't convert it as a slide presentation. Go to page view.
Не дава нека опција. Single page и two page.
И па single page, освреме на single page, или да намалиш вакво, како се вели, големината на документот.
Да. Вака се подобре?
Така е окей. Супер, ти благодарам.
Исто така кога се креира маркетинг план, посебен акцент треба да се
When we make a marketing plan, we need to make an analysis of the competition so that we know the players. In this game, the biggest competitors to Mama Organa are Terga Ramin, Grow Shop and Grow Shop Mania, who have a large assortment of products and good prices similar to Mama Organa. This is the assortment and the packaging of Mama Organa, of several of products. The products have a very nice aesthetic look. The process that Mama Organa follows to produce its organic products as the composting machine from organic waste, and then through the process, organic fertilizer, we produce our products. And the target groups of Mama Organa are farmers and urban gardeners. Macedonia is an agricultural country, and I believe that there is a great opportunity for Mama Organa to expand its activity. As far as urban gardeners are concerned, many people, even when living in urban areas, turn their terraces or balconies for their plants. As a conclusion of the analysis of our company, we can say that Grow Shop MK is a company that is linked to export and import and is linked to professional gardeners and hobby gardeners, and sells natural bio and organic fertilizers. And Grow Shop Mania is selling just organic fertilizers. TerraGramin creates ideal conditions for proper growth and development of plants and sells granular types of fertilizers. Mama Organa has a unique product, high quality product, well designed packaging. It enjoys a very good image. It is a social enterprise that helps single parents. It always follows the latest trends, and it is a socially responsible company that adjusts the prices to the living standard in our country. Our recommendations for a greater success is to have a website where we can sell our products online with direct marketing, delivery via cargo if you order the products online. For the time being, it is only available in Skopje, but if there is interest in other towns, this can easily be organized. Another recommendation is direct sale, that is selling of the products in some stores such as the Zegin Pharmacy, Zegin Healthy Food, DM, some other pet shops, bricolage, some herbal pharmacies, etc. Also, we plan to conquer social media by posting photographs of our products, testimonies from our customers, videos, etc. Also, the use of influencers. We put Mia Kostova and Lila Filipovska, two famous influencers in our country, but we can use other influencers as well. Promotion of our products on fairs and other similar events. TikTok, which is a very popular network. We also plan to promote our videos on TikTok. We plan to cancel our contract with Grouper because Grouper is not what they used to be, and we don't see any profitability in working with Grouper. Also, we would like to keep some cooperation contracts, email marketing, affiliate program, Google AdWords. We want to identify some unused market where we will have the opportunity to promote our products. We need to create a campaign on raising awareness about our brand. We want to show what is the impact of our products to the environment. And here we plan a redesign of the packaging. From time to time, the packaging needs to be changed so that we show how innovative our company is rather than just stay on the same package. Of course, there is always a space to expand our production assortment. Advertising and promotion of our activity through agricultural magazines, TV shows that are targeting farmers and gardeners, and to create, in the end, our proposed package is this. It is made of various eco-friendly materials. And we think that with this packaging, Mama Organa will keep the message that we have been sending until now.
И сакам да му се благодарам на госпоѓата Наталија за укажаната доверба.
I would like to thank Natalia for their confidence and to wish them success in their business in future. Thank you, Dragan. This was Dragan Kogoski, one of my students.
I hope that Dragan passed exam today. Dear
He
Professor
already
Igor.
passed. He is good student. He already passed. It's okay. he has no problems with studying. So everything was fine. Yeah. Yeah. We already presented this project to го презентиравме веќе проектот на Наталија. Наталија
We have already presented this project to Natalia. And the way of thinking coincided with the proposals of the students. It was really interesting that with respect to the type of packaging that is proposed, the wishes and the ideas matched. With respect to the material, with respect to preserving the humidity of the products, Natalia accepted it really well. And the students were able to see that the present selling practices probably need to change via internet and with cargo delivery. The cooperation with Grouper in terms of image and what Grouper is doing at the moment is not quite the best match. I would like to thank my colleague Anna Nikolova because she was the one who did the design.
Super, super. Thank you so
Да,
much.
да.
Во Скопје и действува. Значи не е нешто на
Да, но обично во Скопје действува, она што е битна работа е
Yes,
дека
she's usually working in Skopje. The stories about the organic waste used to make the compost.
И она што е битна работа е во целата оваа приказна е јасно го
In this story, it is important to note that we should not only initiate cooperation between the social enterprises, the business sector, and the institutions. It is very important and interesting to initiate cooperation among social enterprises who complement their stories. In Vivo, for example, has a bio humus, Mama Organa has compost for succulents and sand for cats. In Veles, there is a enterprise producing green wool. So enterprises, social enterprises can complement their stories, can cooperate, initiate cooperation to complement their products and approach the market together.
Super.
What is the university that you work on? American College. Okay, thank you.
Super. Izbor has a production of organic food, so they can use these fertilizers or
yes.
biohumus, you know. Yes,
Exactly.
and municipalities have parks and, you know, green areas. They also should use it. So, but for social enterprises development, we need solidar and aware society and solidar and aware institutions. This is very important, but also we have to have good products, that we don't want people buy these products because
to be disappointed.
Yes, yes, they have to buy these products because each product has two elements. It is good quality of the product, and it also has this story which was mentioned by Igor. Somebody's life was changed, somebody's, you know, situation was approved. Yes. Somebody started to believe on their skills, their self-esteem was raised. So these stories are very, very important. So thank you. It was great presentation of Igor and Dragan. Really, thank you so much. And now we will have the last presenter today, This is Irina Mirkovska. I saw you. Yes, you are here, dear Irina.
Yes, I'm here.
And you was recommended by Zlatko Samardiev. So thank you for your presence. We would like to know what kind of activities your association does run, and how you cooperate, what is the links with local municipalities and private companies. And also whom you engage as participants of the activities.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. Добър ден на всички от мене.
I would like to greet everyone as well. I am Irina Mirkovska, and I am representative of the association Ecoteam Istok from Kočani. I would like to thank for the invitation to the organizer, and I would like to express my gratitude to be part of this event, to be able to present our association. I would like to tell you how our association started and how we came to this point today. I hope that you can see the presentation well. Okay, thank you. First, I would like to say a few words about the establishment of the association. Ecoteam Istok was established in 2012 by a team of ecologists from East Macedonia. The main goals of our organization is the protection and improvement of the environment in line with the principles of sustainable development, education of the citizens and children, thus contributing towards strengthening and establishing the ecological awareness. Our vision is to be devoted to increasing the standards and improving the environment and the nature by active involvement of the population in the generators of waste to create awareness between us and a healthy environment. Our mission is to protect the public interest and the right to clean and healthy environment through actions and projects. We started with projects in 2017. At the moment, we have 20 active members, volunteers who are very devoted to their work. How Ecoteam Istok grew. Until 2017, the association participated in several eco actions as a partner with other associations because we didn't have our own space or finance, and neither did we have permanent members who are engaging in activities. We also financed ourselves by the membership only. In 2017, which was very important year for our association, we established cooperation with EcoProject DOO from Kočani. This is a company with a license for collecting, storing, transport, and treatment of communal and other types of non-dangerous waste. This is a socially responsible company, recognized as such in the region, and they helped us with facilities, equipment, internet, office materials, and other resources that we need for our work and to prepare our projects. This was more than enough for us. In 2018, thanks to this start, our first partner project was approved. It was about establishing a functional local management system for proper handling of waste. Thanks to the project activities, under the project, we established a management system for proper handling of PET waste in Kočani. We included the 4 primary schools and some of the catering companies. With some impediments, the project is functioning really well even today. In a period of 7 to 8 months, we managed to include the schools and the catering, the catering facilities, and collect over 6 tons of PET packaging waste, and avoid that it ends up on illegitimate landfills. We only took over the waste and treated it mechanically. We also procured equipment uh, such as a vehicle for transportation of the waste. Um, Ecoproject Co could use it, and in return, it maintained the vehicle. We also received direct payments for the use of the vehicle, and it was paid in an amount a little bit in excess of its value, which was used for the operation of the association. In this way, we obtained our own office and equipment for work, and now we have our own facilities and equipment, even not enough, but still our own, to use them for our work. We established a direct cooperation with the schools, with the teachers and the students who were part of the activities, and thus we became visible and recognized by the public. We built trust with our partners, with the teachers and the students, and they conveyed these feelings to their families, and thus we earned the trust of the public even wider. Here you will see some photos of our activities in the schools. The story goes on in the following years, in 2019 and 2020. We expanded our activities in the neighboring areas, Cheshino, Bleshov, and Zernovci, with selecting and collecting plastic waste. In these regions, we had two projects financed by the EU, and with EcoProject Co, we established a similar system for plastic waste management in the agriculture. As agriculture here is one of the main industries, and the plastic waste from agriculture is a serious issue that is not addressed at the moment in a significant manner. Thus, we extended the cooperation with the local self-government units and the local utilities in the two municipalities, and we included the population from through two rural municipalities who were satisfied from the cooperation. We are very proud at this moment that we have earned the confidence with our efforts and devoted work with the Global Environmental Fund, the program for small grants. Uh, because of that, we are here today. They supported our idea to reduce the plastic waste on the territory of the municipality of Pocani by establishing a system for the production of eco plates for arranging uh, spaces outside produced by waste PAT plastic. So we're producing peckaton plates from waste plastic and sand without using cement and other construction materials. So the main ingredient is the plastic waste and sand. This is also a partner project with Eco Project Co from Kočani. We have another project with EcoProject Co and with the association Eco Life and Blizna.com, which is a company for collecting, transport, and treatment of communal waste from Evgelia. We will together produce a line, develop a line for the production of a new product here that will approach the market as a certified product. This is a product that is a replication of a successful story in other countries in the world, and we are talking again about these ecological Becaton plates. Two municipalities in two planning regions are covered. In these municipalities, plastic waste is successfully collected under two projects financed by the GF. But we will also have contracts with companies and natural persons to collect plastic waste. Part of the equipment for the production will be provided by the partner for use in this production line. There will be direct finances from the sales of the produced quantities. Some of this money will be used to finance future eco actions and projects. Members of the association or members of the families of the members will be employed in the production process, and there will be social inclusion through engaging people from vulnerable categories. We already have published an ad for the marginalized groups to work on in the production process. After finishing this project, I truly hope that our association will be able to start thinking about future activities and about opening our own company or our own social enterprise in order to be able to finance ourselves and to be sustainable. These are photos of the process of production and of the final product. What would I like to convey to the colleagues from other organizations and civil associations? So cooperation, cooperation, cooperation. That is the key of success. As association of citizens in Macedonia, we have a huge capacity. We have many ideas. What we need is resources. We lack resources, financial or equipment or human resources. So we have achieved our success thanks to the cooperation with the business sector, that is part of it in our municipality with the cooperation with the local self-government units and the local companies, local enterprises. So don't be modest, look for partners, spread your ideas, look for ways for cooperation. For your partners, this could be just something a little bit, but for you it can be a lot. When we finance only by projects, then this can mean a lot. Thank you for your attention. I am at your disposal if you have any questions. If you would like to learn more, please visit our website. Thank you.
Okay. Dimitar, would you like to ask the question?
No, I have no questions. I just applauded for the presentation.
Aha.
You didn't raise a hand. I think
Благодарам, Димитар.
Barbara. Nema.
Okay.
Seko
So-
Abiče, samo продолжете така.
Благодарам.
Okay, okay. So I would like to ask whether somebody would like to share your reflection, opinion, and maybe you have some suggestions, some similar project in your sub-region. Yes, what do you think? I think it was great example how civic society organization is able to involve volunteers and to build these links with private company and with local municipality. The question is, who are your volunteers? Irina?
Да.
Who are your volunteers?
Во моментот, значи, членовите на Сдружението.
At this moment, the members of the association, we are all part-time workers in the association because we have some other working responsibilities. We don't have any full-time employees in the association. It's just 20 people, volunteers, enthusiasts who unselfishly spend their time and resources for the needs of the association.
So, because I have here the table sent me by Zlatko, and it is written that the project includes women, girls, youth, and people from socially vulnerable categories. And it is about your project, Eco Team Istok.
Да. Значи, го спомнав тоа е во презентацијата.
Yes, I mentioned that in the presentation as well. These are volunteers, but the partner company published an advertisement for indefinite time of employment of people with disabilities or people who are from ethnic minority communities. So they will be employed for the first time in the partner company, but for the needs of the project. But they are still members of our association.
Understand. Aha. So this is this kind of cooperation that you don't provide workplaces within your organization. You connect members of your organization with the company.
Да.
Understand. And do you see possibility to develop social enterprise where the workplaces are created within your organization?
Да, и тоа го спомнав во презентацијата, значи се надевам дека по успешното завршување на
Yes, that is what I also mentioned. I hope that after our project is completed, our association can establish or transform itself into a social enterprise.
Super. So we will inform you. Koczani, it is which region it is? Koczani?
Источен.
Eastern part of Macedonia.
So the main city is
Near Štip.
Štip,
Da.
Štip.
It's a town near
I still
Štip.
don't know east, west, south,
Da.
yes, in Macedonia. I know in Poland where is east.
Да, соседна општина, најблиска поголема општина е Štip, така да
The closest municipality is Štip. And I heard you when you said that you want to visit Štip. If you have the time, you're more than welcome to come to Kočani.
Okay, we'll think about it, but it is important that you are linked with regional support center in Štip, because we also will organize, workshop training how to apply for the grant to build your capacity, like infrastructure, to have money for the next machine or tools. What is important for you to have social enterprise. So we design grant scheme within our project, and probably in October it will be announced, and social enterprises would be in position to apply for the grant. So before this time, we would like to have a number of workshops with local organizations which are, interested in setting up a social enterprise. So we'll contact, we will be in touch, and yes, maybe I will check whether we'll have possibility to visit Kočani. We are planning to be in your region. I will tell you when, 23rd of June, and we'll see whether, but we'll visit you. If it will be not this time, we'll visit you next time. Thank you so much, Irina. Thank you so much for really dedicated work and engagement of the volunteers and people who are partly paid, as I understand. You have like mixed. And among them, there are people from the vulnerable group. Great example. It is really step to become a social enterprise. Now it is kind of training, like preparatory time for to establish real social enterprise. Great. Thank you so much. So do you have any other comments, questions, dear friends? No? So we will see you soon. We'll see tomorrow Strumica and Veles. Snehana, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, dear friends. So then 21st of June, we sent you a schedule. And then 22nd of June, we will have great meeting, workshop, in which people will share their stories like it will be storytelling, what was mentioned by Igor today, storytelling, how people change their life through social and solidary economy. So I would like to really invite you warmly to participate. Maybe other important stakeholders. Also share the link. Feel free to share the link to this workshop, because I think it is crucial. It is heart of social entrepreneurship. It is soul of social entrepreneurship. People who improve their life and their character and their humanity and many other things. Thank you so much.
Barbara, don't forget to send the link. Don't forget to send the link for 22nd. So far we don't have it.
How to send the link?
Will be sent.
We will send you. We will send you, and you will send. Of course.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Hajde, prijatno nosite I se gledamo na nedelju verovatno.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.